So, all over the social media web today, in black community, even white folks are chiming in. I see a little bit, you know what I mean, viewing her as trash because of what she said. I ain't mad at her, though. I ain't mad at Ayesha. I can get the context. I do believe some things are better left unsaid. But, she's human. I can get it. She's, third baby in. The postpartum depression stuff is kicking. Your husband's running up and down the court. You not. Clearly, your face is kind of plump and you're built like a linebacker who, is from Hawaii or something. I get all that. So, and you see the women that your husband get approached to him. So I can get that insecure part and all that. But, again, you have a good dude, apparently, what it looks like on the surface. And he's giving you the world. So, pump the brakes. But I just saw people really, a lot of women are saying though that they agree with her. A lot of women are saying the part that they're saying that she didn't say and we're making it up or whatever. There are women saying they're happy in their relationships, but they still like when they go through the hood and ayo or ayo ma, like they like that. And I understand. I guess I get that, but at that level, when you're at that lane, and when you have been given the pedestal of our, modern version of, Claire Huxtable, you gotta chill and sit on your throne. So I look at it like this, right? Context, right? She's young. They got married young, rather. They've been together for a decade. I think they've been married for a decade. They've been together since like high school, I think. So she's been there from the get go. I guess there's this thing where women are jealous of their husbands who are successful and make money, and instead of appreciating that, they somehow want to find themselves, or they want to be the focus. They want some of the attention instead of just basking in his greatness and sitting back and letting him have his shine. You start to feel some type of way, right? I guess I can get all that context. I can get the fact that she's off her third baby, and in that video with Jada, she was looking kind of plump in the face. And her, she's not very curvaceous. She's shaped like a box a little bit, so I can see why she might feel some type of way, which she was admitting. I just don't think she should have said that shit out loud, honestly. And women are saying, well, she should be able to for us other women who can relate. Like, well, if y'all can relate, y'all feel the same shit, so there's no point in y'all talking about it publicly. Real talk though, like when Ayesha, fuck you calling Ash, when she was, talking her smack, we were fake putting her on pedestals and we were treating her like she was queen because, she was carrying herself in a certain manner. She was talking about positive things. She was talking about positive things and stuff that we were saying that why aren't more women doing this? And then of course because she was getting that publicity and because she had the image of the wholesome mom and the face of the NBA and all that, a lot of women were jealous and they went after her. And we know this is true. Anybody, for whatever reason, in the black community, we don't like standards. So when anybody says doing things the right way, cross your T's, dot your I's, we always got something to say because we always want to do what the hell we want to do. And we don't want structure, and structure is sacrifice. So when she talked about dressing a certain way and carrying yourself in a certain way, a lot of these women online start calling these women mammies and picking-me's and all the dumb shit, right? But we put her on a little pedestal there. But then she messed up when it was in the NBA Finals after the NBA done made her the face of the NBA because of their little girl, their daughter, who can't be still for shit, little ADHD little girl. Because of her, they made her the face of the NBA, and she came out of her mouth talking about the NBA is rigged, and a lot of men were like, "Yo, you should be quiet. You messing with the money now. You messing with the back. Like they've made you in a space where no, you can't speak your mind. No, you can't have an opinion on that. No." And some women felt some type of way. You saw all the feminists and their feelings. Oh, yeah, I liked her before, but now that no, we still liked her. We just want her to shut up now because she's doing too much. And I think being young and in that lifestyle, and being married young, I can see she's a little wet behind the ears. I ain't mad at her. I just don't think she should have publicly stated those things. Now, the perception from what she said, I can understand why some men feel that way. When you see a woman who's in the 1%, she's protected, she's provided for, got security, all those things that women complain about, black men not building for black women. She got all that shit. But wait, she wants more. And I can see how some men feel that way because they feel like, you know, we understand like the colorism conversations and the complaints online, the validation stuff. It's like even if black men did get their shit together as a collective and did all those things, it still wouldn't be enough because in this country we just cannot compete with the dominant culture. That's just facts. In fact, not only can black men not, but every other patriarchal group that's in this country, they might do some shit in their own home countries, but Asian women ain't the standard of beauty. Even though that's the first, when white men want to hop the fence, that's the first trip they take. And yet they're not promoted all over the media. They're not in all the videos. They're not, in all the movies getting all the hot roles. Like, and that's white men's first choice outside of their own women. So other races of women come here and they don't get that same global validation that they cry about often online. But I can see the connection with that where she's saying she wants not to see attention of her husband, but it's nice every now and then to have a dude, like just look or something, or you notice that it's happening. And my thoughts about that is simply like, well, if you carrying yourself a certain way, Ayesha, my bad, and you're saying like this is what, not the ways that Sierra did it, all bootleg and fake and like she's some born again woman and whatnot and all that nonsense that she was talking about. She was trying to come in your bag, Miss Curry. She was trying to get in your slot. But you were there legitly, did it the right way, got married young, didn't have to go through the Pookies and the Ray Rays and all that to find your prince. You did it right from the jump. You put out an image, and I get it. That's a lot of pressure because again, our community does not like standards, and women can be rough and tough with you when they feel like insecure, when they feel inferior to what you have, and they feel like they shouldn't have to do some of the things that you do to keep your husband happy or to keep your family or be in the position that you're in, despite all the women online complaining about femininity training and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's confusing. But you put out this image that, I'm the respectable wife, I'm cooking for my husband, I'm having fun, I'm being goofy and silly, I'm at all of his games, I'm by his side. So you put off that imagery, which a lot of men tend to ironically respect. It's like she's showing that how a woman does conduct herself and how she does dress and how she does her demeanor and all that does have an outcome on how men treat her and how men view her. So if all the men in the game and the industry who have no problem cheating and running through chicks all day, if they're giving you respect and they're not looking at you, they're not trying to holler at you, something you must be doing is right. Only thing, and that's the one thing I don't like about this, is that she's kind of taken away from that, and you kind of putting yourself out of your little the pedestal we put you on, because we put you there. We can take you off, but of course we know you got insecurities. You're human and all that other stuff. Again, the beautiful women that come up to your husband, look at him in the stands, all that stuff. All that's understandable, but you put yourself in a space where you show that men will respect women who carry themselves and conduct themselves a certain type of way, and men disrespect women who do otherwise. It's almost like you're saying you don't want the men to do what they're supposed to do when women carry themselves in a way that you say that women should carry themselves. Right? Am I wrong? Right. And the reality is, I don't, and people were, of course, reaching, saying she wants dudes, and she wants the rights of refusal. She wants dudes to holler, and she'd be like, ba-bing, I got this ring, my fingers fall back. I'm like, how little entitled, what? Like, that's some, whatever, that's female logic, right? I get it. But she wants the ability to do that. Because there's tweets of her doing that when she first got engaged. Of her telling dudes to fall back. I don't need you all looking at me. I'm good. Right? Now, one of my boys said that only a simp would flirt with a married woman just to make her. I don't know about that. I've known this, especially in the gym, these older women come in and they trying to get it right, and especially white women do this shit, and they want the looks, and it's not going to turn into anything. It's just looks, and they're going to go home and probably put something on their husband. I can't lie and say I haven't, been friendly with the older person, older attractive female. And, she takes that smile and she goes home and she, what I mean, it makes her, it changes her whole day. Like you know that happens, and you hear often the women who are counter the whole feminist nonsense and the counter the whole, why did he call her beautiful and like that? Like when Barack Obama got in trouble when he called his sister looking Kamala Harris beautiful and attractive, and all the feminists got in their feelings about that. But you hear a lot of the older white women in particular saying like, "Yo, right now you don't like that, but when you 40, you gonna wish you had those days." Right? So I get that part of it. Like, it's just the fact that she said it out loud, like, "Yo, he getting all this attention, I'm not. I don't want it, but it'd be nice when they looking." Like, yeah, we know that happens with women, but you ain't supposed to say that shit. And then some women are trying to make it about him not investing enough time and attention to her. And I'm like, dude, play 100 games a year for the last 5 years. Like, he's not home. So it's like, when does he have time to give her the world and make sure his friends is looking at her ass when she walk by that she don't got? No, I'm just playing. I don't know. Again, it's a teachable moment to show you that men and women, we disagree and we see things differently. I think people who get married young, they have issues. They miss out on things that it's not, it's not worth losing your marriage over, nothing like that. But there's some naivete that goes on around that, and I get that. I just think that the space she was heading into, like J. Cole, No Role Models, like she would have been in this part 2 of that song as the role model, as the woman who cares. She's gonna be our 21st century Claire, which I'll talk about that later. Why I'm not a fan of her. It's funny. Somebody posted the picture in a world full of Kardashians, be Bill Cosby's wife from the Cosby Show, and I'm like, chill. Kim K getting black people out of jail. She done surpassed her. But no, I mean, I don't think this should be about men. I understand both reactions and both sides. When men looking at the complaints and what women are saying that men don't do, and we know that some women will sacrifice the complaints she's having to have what she's got, I can understand why the men are like, yo, you ungrateful little brat. This man has given you the world. And you're jealous of the attention he gets that you don't. But then it's like the men who are around you are respecting your husband and your marriage. Right? Like, I have female friends that are on social media that their wives, their mothers, they, all their pictures of family stuff. And I'm liking all those pictures of that stuff, but I don't look at them in any other type of way than, their moms. Like, I look at them as, like, annoying sisters that I never had. You know what I mean? Like, they're in that lane. It's just like a respect for their marriage and their motherhood. I just don't look at them that way. No matter how good they may look, I just don't look at them in those terms. Right? And, going to the beach in burqas and stuff is like, what do you expect? People gonna look at you that way. No, I'm joking. I don't know. I'm just looking at all the controversy. It seemed like something so silly and simple that could be a good dialogue to recognize that men and women are different and we think differently on issues. It's turning into something that shouldn't be. And of course, black folks, we're gonna make fun of things and have jokes and have memes or whatever. So, and that's taken away from it. And then you got the people who purposely put things out there that weren't really said, like completely weren't said. I'm hearing stuff about that. I don't think she should be crucified. I just think that she should have took advantage of the lane, the pedestal she was being put on. And again, I know there's a lot of pressure to be in that space because she is human. She does have problems, but you were on your path to being, one of the role models that J. Cole's gonna rap about on his next album. Instead, you want the same attention that the chicks that get all the attention have, but they don't have any of the resources. They don't have the family you have. They don't have the elegance you have. They don't have the representation you have. And you saying you want those dudes to look at you too? Or desire you so you can just tell them, no, I'm not doing nothing wrong. Or I'm not, I'm married. You want to let them, that first rights of refusal thing, or second because you already taken? I don't know. I don't think anybody's wrong in the situation. I think men can feel the way they want to feel. Women can blah blah blah. It's a wife thing, and you can't understand. Like I had people tell that to me, "You're not a wife, so you don't know how to talk about this, and you should mind your business and all this other nonsense." I'm like, it ain't rocket science. I get it. She wants some attention. She's shaped like Bob the Builder, and gaining some weight from some babies, and her husband running up and down the court, and she's clearly not. But that's the beauty of it, when you could fall off like that and still have your husband hugging upon you, loving upon you, kissing upon you, being affectionate in the public with you, despite the couple pounds you gain, right? Like, that's the beauty of when you do it the right way, with air quotes. When you get married and the body changes and all that, and it's because it's your children and your seed. I think that's something that a lot of black men don't get together, because we're usually encouraged to save the community and get with single mothers, right? I had a joke. I don't know if it's, should I do it here? But it's basically like, there's, you see the jokes about the women with the messed up stomachs because they had kids and they look like they got attacked by a killer bear and all this other stuff. And I'm like, and people, but like Derek Jackson and these other types of dudes would be like, "Oh, that's beautiful." I'm like, no, it's not. It's not beautiful. It does not look good. It looks nasty. It looks like a freaking, what's that? Oatmeal cookie. Like, it doesn't look good. But if you're married and that's your wife and those are your kids, everything around that is beautiful, and you overlook those things because it's yours. But a lot of brothers is expected to inherit that situation and still love it. Like, it's different when, it hit different when it's yours. Put it that way. And you created it. Inheriting it is, you know what I mean? But what do men do? We rub it, kiss it, act like we like it, and make her feel good about her little insecure self. That's what we're supposed to do. I'm rambling on now. That's just my video. I thought it could have been a good teachable moment, and how men and women are different and how we think differently. And I don't know, can women, because there were a few women who were saying you should not seek validation outside your marriage. But when we look at the argument online of colorism, their whole argument is they want global validation. They want to be wanted and desired outside of their spouses or the dudes that they're with. And I'm like, yeah, y'all want too goddamn much. Y'all want what just can't be delivered. Because even the white women who were once desired and promoted and put on the pedestal, that shit got an expiration date. It don't last forever. They get replaced. That's the problem in our community. We keep our old chicks around, like the same crew of Nia Long and all these other chicks in that same boat that J. Cole mentioned in his song. We still got them on pedestals being beautiful. We don't replace them. We got people in their 50s, and other communities like, yo, 30. Next, who's next in line? Who's the next young hot chick coming up that we're going to promote and put on the pedestal? Yep, you got a good 10 years. Don't do drugs and all that, because it's going to shorten your lifespan, because we're going to replace you too. Us, our community is a little bit different. We tolerate a little bit more. And that's one thing that black women are honest about, is as much as y'all talk about the lack of patriarchy and stuff, structure, that benefits y'all. Because if we had the structures that other groups of men had, them standards would be high as shit on a whole other level. Forget the Star Crunch looking stomachs and the outer wear like children. Like, all that is gone.